Hey everybody, I'm APH and welcome back to The Last Oasis. This game is crazy, absolutely crazy. All I can do is laugh about this. My hat's off to the creator. If you ever see this, man, you are something else. This is absolutely top notch. I'd recommend anybody to download this, set this to hard mode, and just facepalm all day long. It's absolutely amazing. All right, we have done a total of 9 hours of time lapse to get to where we're at right now. That's right, 9 hours of time lapse. And we're ready to officially start building. So we're going to do something a little bit interesting. We're going to focus up here. I've had some really good comments. Let's start with the comments. I've had comments to put channels across here to create make this whole area fertile. And all I'm going to say to that is no spoilers. No spoilers. My original intention, which we can't do, my original intention was to flood this whole area. Now on this difficulty, we just flat out can't do that. But the idea might be turn this whole area green without using the dynamite trick with water dumps and without using the faction water tower. That may be the option. The other comment that I got, this was really prevalent and very spot on. It said, this spot right here looks like a meteor hit. You're absolutely right. It does look like a meteor hit. I didn't think of that. If we kind of zoom out, you can kind of see a biohazard logo kind of put into this. And that's kind of what this reminds me of, as a biohazard logo. But the comment said, this looks like a meteor. It'd be nice to see this whole center flooded. I'm going to look into that because that would be a very interesting play on things. Here's what would have to happen to make that work. This innermost section right here, I would have to completely bring the water to this innermost section all the way up to the water source, all the way around. So that would mean making the water quite a bit narrower. And I'm going to keep this in mind as we only have, I believe it's like 4 water blocks. So making this 4 wide all the way across may be an option, and it would put the majority of the water down below. I'm going to leave that for the future, and that might be something that I work on off camera where I continue to make this more narrow. And I do have a ton of stuff paused up because I'm not sure. The water did flow, so I'm not sure if we're getting to a good point or not. So I'm just going to leave that off and paused while I make up my mind whether we're going to squeeze the river even closer. Because if we squeeze it down to this very narrow band here, it'd be better for me to focus on that than make it more narrow one band at a time. But enough waffle about that. This episode, I plan on it being roughly about 15 minutes long. It's time to fix up this place, and we need to do quite a bit in order to make that happen. We've got 3 builders huts, and they are just kind of spread out wherever. Let's go ahead and centralize them just for the time being. So let's go ahead and get them up here in this general area. Hopefully this is wide enough to get 3 builders in here. So 1, 2, and 3. Ooh, couldn't ask for it to be any tighter than that. Let's go ahead and bring it up to speed 2 while we start our build. Let's get those prioritized up. All these are prioritized down, and I'm hoping they're not still building that stuff. All right, from there, I cleared out a ton of stuff to kind of make things work better so I could get like a good grasp on things. Like we had rooftop terraces, we had some campfires. I already cleared them out in preparation. I got rid of the windmill. So we've got 4 storages in total in order to kind of get some things taken care of. We've got planks, we've got gears, and we've got paper. Let's get 4 storages right here for the next bit. So we'll go ahead and do something that looks about like this. We'll get those configured up at daylight as soon as they get them built. Let's go ahead and bring it up to speed 3. So as soon as they get those built, we'll get that prioritized up. Let's make sure that this one is emptying out, which it is. And I believe the distribution center is empty. And if it is, the stock is empty. So we're good to get rid of that. We're also good to get rid of the drop off. This was so I could send wood over in order to kind of help with something. But the trees are up and going now, so we don't really have to worry about that. All right, first builder's hut is up and going. Let's get rid of that. Second one's up and going. Let's get rid of that one. Third one's up and going. Yes, please. Let's bring these up to the full capacity, and let's find that third builder and get that out of there so that we now have our population. We've got 11 unemployed beeves, and we've got a total of, I think it was 70 beavers over here. I don't want any more, so I'm going to go ahead and eliminate a house. It might be a little bit cruel, but in the end, it will kind of make sense. So we want 1 for gears, and we're going to hit none, and gears. We want this one to be planks so that we can kind of get some things moving. We want this one to be paper. And I think I just passed it by. And we also want this one to be paper in order to kind of get our storages cleared out and ready to go. All right, so that will get these storages all moved over. Now, they are prioritized by the haulers, and they are marked for empty. Now, did I fill up the hauler? The answer is I did not. I'm slacking just ever so much. So we're going to go ahead and cap that out. And now we need to start our build in here. It looks like the log pile's empty. Let's go ahead and get rid of it. And I do want to start on the edge here is where I want to start. So let's clear out some trees. So we'll mark for demo. And I'm thinking we're going to want to start somewhere. Let's clear out to right here. Let's go ahead and pause these up so they can get emptied. And then we'll kind of judge some things as this gets emptied. Something else that we should plan on fixing. Let's get rid of this beehive and let's go ahead and mark up this area. I'm not sure if this is ever going to be fertile again. It's been not fertile for a long time. And I do mean a long time. And what we have right now is we have potatoes and carrots. I think it's finally time to get some wheat. And I think that this spot right here looks like a good spot for wheat. So we'll go ahead and plan that out. That way in the next episode, we can get some production of some bread going. That'll be good. And it looks like our water is finally ready to eliminate. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Let's go ahead and plot out a couple of water tanks up here just as storage to kind of make some things happen. That way we don't have to worry about as much water as we have been. And are these clearing out? And the answer is they are. They're just clearing out slowly. And that's okay. Let's go ahead and prioritize this. Let's prioritize this. Let's prioritize that. And these are not empty yet. I need more haulers. I don't want to pause any more foresters that I don't need to, as this is going to be an issue. Okay, so we're going to build some houses. So to make sure we don't do anything like really silly, like have our houses blow up, let's get rid of all of the houses right now. Temporarily, let's get rid of the inventors just so we don't have an issue where we've got like oddball things kind of in the middle of nowhere, because we're going to clean up all this down. Let's get rid of our excess roads now. That looks a little bit better, and we're kind of down to a good spot. So I do want a road to be right here in the future. I think that's kind of a good spot. Okay, I put in a road just kind of as a guideline for me as to what I want to do here. I do need this wood to clear out. That is a given, because I want to start on this side. And these are not quite full yet, so we're going to go ahead and wait for morning to start our build. And I have some plans for this area right here, so I don't want to get a little too overzealous. We're going to have to move this farm in the future. We're going to have to move this stuff up here in the future, but that's okay. We're getting into the future, and again, I don't want to really want to get into that because that's spoiler territory. It looks like all of these are empty. Yes, please. Let's get rid of them as kind of a header here. Let's get rid of some of these roads as they're no longer necessary. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of these roads. We're going to get rid of those. Let's bring this road over just to line up with this for the future. Let's clean this up just a touch. And let's go ahead and check this. So the paper mill is empty. Good. This is empty. This is empty. That is empty. That is empty. And that is empty. We're in much better shape now than what we were. Let's go ahead and get rid of this staircase as it's no longer needed. And we're going to go ahead and just replace some roads here. Make it look so much better. Oh man, if cleaning up was that easy, oh, life would be good. Let's place our road back in here. Just kind of clean it up just even further yet. Let's bring it a little bit further over. Yeah, we'll bring it to right there. Let's delete out all these sections of road that we're no longer using. We can place them back in later. I just want to make this look all clean for what we're doing. There we go. Lot cleaner. Yes, please. So now we've got to start our build now that we've kind of done some house cleaning. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to do something really creative with the houses. We're going to do 2 double high. We're going to do 2 single high, and then we're going to come back on this side and we're going to do 2 double high. We're going to need a pathway like out here, connected here and here, and we're going to need a staircase up here and here in order to kind of get to our walkways here. Now, I do want something across there like that, and so that will kind of get us connected. Let's get our pathways where they belong, and that brings us to the next layer. So we're going to need a double to kind of get up to it, and then we're just going to connect like this. Now we're on the right track here. So we're ready for some decorations here, and this will be houses for 30. This is going to be half of what we need. We're going to be doing some interesting things as we go across. Let's get some roofs across the top. So we're just going to go something like that. I think that looks good. From here, we're going to start on our leisure. Let's go campfire, campfire. Let's come around this side, do campfire, campfire like that. And on the ends here, let's do some food storage, kind of right there and right here. So something about like that. We're going to let that build up before we do anything. Let's get a walkway up on both sides. Something like that. We'll do the same thing over here. Yes, this is what we're liking. Let's put a platform there as an entryway. We'll mirror it over here. Let's try that again in the right spot. So we'll just go ahead and plot those up. Let's place our road this way to kind of bring it all together. And we'll leave. Yeah, let's bring a road this way just as kind of a guidance here. Because we're getting close. You know, they built the fireplaces. They're getting ready to build these. The next thing on our roster is we got rid of all those rooftop terraces. Let's go ahead and connect those up here. Will be the next part of the build. Liking what we've got going on here. I'm trying not to move the camera around too much. I don't want to be making anybody seasick or anything here. So let's connect that. That kind of gets that all together. For down here, we're going to mark these as none for the time being. We're just going to do that all the way around, and then I'll configure these up later. I just want to mark the road right now so that we're not having the not connected icon. There we go. We're making some headway now. Look at that. It looks like a little bit of a prim and proper type of maybe resort town. Yeah, I'm liking that. A resort town. This is no longer a disaster area. We are going to make this a resort town. There we go. All right. So let's do the same thing over here where we just kind of do something like that. Let's go ahead and connect up our spots where we need them to be. So I believe it's something like that. And then we're just going to connect in the pathways there. We'll get our single high there, and we'll go ahead and place our deco on the top for here. And then for the other part, we're going to do the same. We're going to get our double high right there, and then we're going to place our single high, and we're going to place our road first. And then we'll place another single high on top of it so we can put the deco up there. And again, just something like this right here. Now, I do have some ideas what I'm going to do on top, and that will be kind of a spoiler for something I'll do off camera to kind of make this all come together. But I mean, we now have a 60 beaver resort town. And what goes better with resort town? Well, that's more leisure. So that will be kind of what we're going to go after next. And I think that with that, I think we're ready to get the temple. Yeah, let's go ahead and unlock the temple. And could place it back here. Absolutely could. I don't know that I have room to place it over here, so that's not an option. I can't place it over there because I already have plans for that. Don't have plans for over here. Let's do a temple right there, and we'll just leave that. Let's actually rotate that so it's facing this way. Now let's do a temple right there and leave the back empty. That way in the back I can do something in the future. But that gets us our campfires and our rooftop terraces. It gets our roofs. We're going to have to build a pathway up to the top. And again, I'm going to surprise you guys with what I'm going to put up on top of here. So we're going to do that kind of off camera just for funsies. But I do need to get these pathways up there in order to kind of make that work. The shame. All right, this one's in the wrong spot. Let's delete this all out since it's all in the wrong spot. Oh, deleted out the road. Thankfully, I didn't delete anything. I can't just easily go like that and replace. I thought for a second there I really screwed up. Let's get a triple, double, single. There we go. See, I just had to say it out loud in order for my brain to put it in the right order. We'll get a staircase down there. We'll get a staircase there. Let's do the same thing on this side where we just kind of come out like that. We can walk our way up, and then we're going to do the same thing over here. Yeah, look at that. Our temple's done. I think we're now rocking a solid 8, and soon we're going to be at a 9 because we're going to have the temple. There we go. Ooh, what is the shrine? Am am I missing something here? We have spirituality. We have a temple and a shrine. Am I missing something? Leisure. We have, is that the Lido? Relax by the river. We have the temple for spirituality. We have the carousel. We have the mud bath. I think that this is relaxation. You, Beaver, come here. What do we have here? Effect of the temple is working speed, and effect of the shrine is also working speed. Am I delirious here? We have the points. Let's go ahead and unlock the monument. We could unlock the flame, but I'm not quite ready for that. We actually have enough planks that we could build 2 of them. But again, I'm not quite ready for that. I'm just more perplexed by the spirituality between the difference between the temple and the shrine. I'm gonna have to look that up and see if that is something that's maybe like a bad asset in the game, because sometimes that happens in experimental builds, or maybe it's something to come. All right, speaking of that, we're kind of getting to a good spot for wood, so I think it's time that we get rid of this up here, as we're gonna need less and less wood kind of moving forward as we get our more and more of our area set the way we want it. So we're going to let these build or grow up. We're going to cut them down, and then we're going to replace them. I do think we're going to have to move this farm in the future. And taking a look, it looks like we are harvesting up the wheat. Yes, please. And that kind of brings us to where we're ready to build our grist mill. And I really hadn't planned on building that this episode, because I wasn't thinking they were going to get through that this quickly. We'll want the town center back here in the future. So I do want to leave that kind of open. I'm not sure we want water here in the future, so that might move. And I do want the plants kind of on the outskirt there, where we have 1 for potatoes, 1 for carrots, 1 for wheat, and then the rest can go. Because what I figured out is the growth of the beehive doubles the speed at which the plants grow. And since it doubles it, it means we only need half as many plants as before. So we can clear up some of this, and they're going to maintain the amount of food that we need. Flat out, hands down, they're going to do what we need to do kind of in there. Does look like, oh, that plant just needed to be planted, which is good. And this farm up here, I think we're good to kind of do the same thing. So let's clean up our road here, as it is no longer needed. And just to keep them kind of in this neighborhood, let's go ahead and remove kind of some of this planting zone for the future. I think it was like right there and then right here. Let's try that again under the right thing. So just clear that, and then we'll just clear this area. And 3 would bring us up to, I believe, there. So we just need to plant that remaining area in order to kind of keep this all together. So we're just going to plant like right there. The trees over here are slowly going away. We can go ahead and pause that. That's no longer needed. And now for the grist mill. Now, I do plan on the grist mill being like in the other series, where we are powering it with a power wheel. So if we're going to move our district center back over here, we'll probably place it like right there. That would place... probably this road right here will be permanent. So if this road is permanent, let's go ahead and unlock the grist mill and the bakery. Ooh, talk about like really close in area here. Let's do the grist mill on this side over here. Let's do the bakery on this side. And since we have a little bit of room back here, let's go ahead and do the power delivery kind of on the back here, where we just do a power wheel back here. And that will get this all together and leave us room right here for something. We got to set this to flour now, as there's a few different options, and we need to set this one to bread. So they'll kind of get going. I did see a comment, so I've got to look back and kind of review some things, that some things are better, like the potatoes. I did read a comment that it went from 1 potato becomes 4 baked potatoes. I saw a comment that said it was 1 to 3 before, but I could have swore it was 1 to 4 before. And the bread is definitely the same as what it was, where it's you harvest 3 wheat and then you turn 1 wheat into 5 bread. That's definitely the same as what it was. So we're kind of good on that. They're going to start making our bread, which is good. So we're going to see this go up yet another hash mark. And this episode's kind of gone on a little bit longer than what I was hoping. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.